Hi guys, very good evening to everyone out there. Myself Rajiv Kumar Mohanty, the Sales and Marketing Head from Dataspace Security Private Limited. To start with, DSS is a growing IT security company currently offering services in diverse areas of security from its India and Dubai premises and teams. DSS is a team of certified ethical hackers, penetration testers, ISO 27001 lead auditors, CI SSP ITIL professionals. We have our corporate office in Dubai, head office in Kolkata, Salt Lake IT Hub, and branch office in Guwahati. Data space security is growing with the aim of providing quality and impactful services. DSS identifies and addresses the grand challenges in cybersecurity and privacy. Dataspace offers consultancy and security services in databases, clouds, websites, and portals, helps in designing next generation secure network. DSS also holds its training and educational vertical named Dataspace Academy, which provides 100 plus courses in developing solid and impactful manpower in the security and information systems as per international trend. To start with today's session, it will be taken by Mr. Akash Agasti, who is the cybersecurity analyst. He is a person who has worked in different areas like with Bank of India, Madhya Pradesh Gramin Bank, MOL Group. So, welcome you all for today's session, and I'll be handing it over to Mr. Akash.
First, thank you, Rajiv sir, for the great introduction. So, today we will be discussing on basics of Linux, and we will basically give some basic concept of Linux, some history of Linux, and then the commands and all this. So let's start. So what we will be learning today is classified in 4 steps or 4 units. First one is the introduction, where we will be learning, studying the basic concept of Linux, and then we will be going for Kali Linux, one of the best Linux operating system I have ever seen, at least for penetration testers. And and we will be going through some basic concept of Linux and some history of Linux. I mean the update history and all these things. Then we will go for the practicals. We will try to install Kali Linux in our virtual machines, and then we will try to use Kali Linux and get some basic and useful commands. Okay. So first is what is Linux, right? Now, Linux is a family of open source unique Unix-like operating systems based on the Linux kernel. It is an operating system that is first released on September 17, 1991 by Linus Torvalds. So it is basically typically packaged in a Linux distribution. The code used to create Linux is free and available to the public to view, edit, and customize. And this opportunity is given by the Linux operators. I mean the Linux organizations to make users comfortable with the operating system, like customize and all these things, whatever they want. It is the best thing in Linux. So now we will be going through so, some distributions, like how many distributions. I mean there are many distributions in Linux operating system that is working on Linux distribution, but the most used Linux is these, and not all of these. I gave some of them. Okay. So Ubuntu, this is the mostly used Linux for office purpose and all these things. Then Linux Mint, it is a lightweight Linux. And Arch Linux, then Arch Linux is the biggest Linux. Okay, every tool is installed, and you don't have to install any other package. Okay, everything is there. Arch Linux is the biggest Linux, and then Red Hat. Red Hat is basically used for administration and this type of things. Okay, administration and organizations are all these things. Then Parrot, and Kali Linux. Basically, Parrot and Kali Linux is used for penetration testing. So today we will leave all these Ubuntu, Linux, Arch Linux, Red Hat, Fedora, Parrot, but we will be going through the Kali Linux as we are penetration testers. So Kali Linux is the best operating system in my perspective for penetration testing. So let's go for the Kali Linux. So what is Kali Linux? First question comes in our mind is what is Kali Linux, right? Now Kali Linux is a basically Debian derived Linux distribution. It is maintained by OpenShift Security, and it was previously it was Backtrack, but it is changed. It was developed by Matti Aharoni and Devon Kearns. It is especially designed for network analysts, penetration tester, or in simple words, it is for those who works under the umbrella of cybersecurity and analysis and all this. So I already told you that I am the biggest fan of Kali Linux. So basically that's why I say this time. The question is why we will be using Kali Linux for pen testing. I mean why? I mean there should be some cause, na? Otherwise why we will use that? So there I gave the most useful 4 points, like open source. Kali Linux is an open source platform, so it follows the open source model, and all codes are available in Git. So nothing is secret. Everything is openly and freely available in Git. And then pre-installed tools. The most important thing is for penetration testing we need different tools, right? And if we use any other operating system like Linux operating system or any other operating system, then we will have to install every tools, right? But in case of Kali Linux, uh, over 600 penetration testing tools is are already installed by default in Kali Linux. So we don't have to install everything one by one. It is the most useful, you can say, like property of Kali Linux. And then Kali Linux, there are many language supports. Like basically penetration tools tend to be written in English, right? But in case of Kali, it has been ensured that it includes many language support. It is a multilingual support platform, so everyone can use that, right? Because maybe there are some people who doesn't know English. So in Kali Linux, we have many language supports. That's a very big thing. And then the most interesting thing is customizable. What I have already told is that offensive security gave us the opportunity to customize the OS most likely as we want. We can customize the Kali Linux as we want. That is the most useful and most interesting and most powerful thing in Kali Linux. That anyone can change anything, right? So these are basically the most cause, like that why we should use Kali Linux for penetration testing and all these things. Okay, penetration testing or network analysis. Then the version history. Basically, I already told you that backtrack was there. Previously, it was backtrack, so we used last time the backtrack 5. But in case of backtrack 6, we saw like no backtrack 6 is there. It is Kali Linux, and the first version 1.0.0 was called as Moto. This was the first version of Kali Linux. That is the Moto version. Okay. It was replaced by, the backtrack 6 was replaced by Kali Linux in March 2013. Okay. And so then it was going like that, but in 2019 we saw that one version was released called 2019.4, and the default user interface in the previous Kali was Genome. Okay, Genome interface. But in 2019.4, it switched to XFCE. But yeah, obviously XFCE is also good. No question with that. XFCE is also good, but it's not like the Genome deleted or removed from Kali Linux. Genome is also there, but default is XFCE. But if we want like I need the Genome one, then no problem with that. We can use the Genome. Then we will have to make it default. We will have to change the setting. But otherwise, in previous cases, Genome was the default interface, but the GUI, graphical user interface. But from 2019.4, it it is switched to XFCE. And in 2020, it was the version was 2020.3. It was released in August 2020. And in previous cases, like also in 2019.4 and all, the default cell was bash cell. But after 2020.3, it is replaced by ZSH. ZSH is also good and a little bit advanced than bash. But if we want to use the bash, no problem with that. We can change it because bash is there, no problem. But ZSH is also good, no problem. Then let's say if we want to install Kali Linux in our machine, then what is the minimum requirement? The system requirement, that is what I need. I mean, what requirements is needed for in case of RAM and ROM? Uh, at least 2 GB RAM for i386 and AMD 64 architecture, system architecture, with minimum 20 GB hard disk space. This is the space cases. I mean the memory purpose. RAM is needed at least 2 GB, and the ROM should be at least 20 GB. Okay. In case of processor, at least Intel Core i3 processor or AMD E1 is also good. No problem. Okay. And for booting, Kali Linux in our system, we need a bootable CD, DVD, or a bootable pen drive with Kali Linux, right? Because we'll have to boot that, right? So that's it. And but I told you that it is the minimum. But I need a smoother performance. Like I need a fast performance. Then what should I have to do? In that case, I will advise everyone that at least use 8 GB RAM or more as you can, as much as you can. Okay, so at least 8 GB. Then try to increase it. That's your choice. And then for ROM, I mean for hard disks, it will be like HDD is not good. SSD is best, and at least 80 GB SSD. Only for the operating system, obviously. Remember that the spaces we are saying is for operating system. If you are doing anything else, then we need extra spaces. For to install to run the operating system, I mean in C drive, whatever you say, we need 80 GB of SSD or more. The more you can. And for processor, we need at least Core i5, and i5 seventh generation will be good, or we can use the greater processor, no problem. Okay, so then let's install Kali Linux in our virtual machine, right? So what we will be using is I mean there are some requirements like what we need. So in case of in this case we need two things. First one is the virtual machine, and there are many virtual machines that we can use, but we will be using VMware Workstation Pro 16. You can use anything, no problem, but it is a little bit smooth. That's why I use that. And then the Kali Linux operating system. Actually, if you want to install the Kali in our host machine, then it is necessary only ISO file could be installed in our host machine, right? But in case of VMware, as we will be installing Kali Linux in our VMware, then we can use either ISO file or VMware custom image. Okay, Kali also offers this. I mean, offensive security also offers the custom image for us. So we will be basically using VMware custom image. So let's go. I think all of you know that how to install VMware Workstation, right? So first of all, install VMware Workstation Pro in our machine. Oh, it needs the key. So let me go for we can freely use it. We can copy the code from VMware, I mean from GitHub. For ethical hackers, GitHub is the biggest resource. So as you can see, I have the key. So I will just copy it and paste it in VMware and continue. So it's finished. Now, what should I will have to do? To download a custom image of VMware, I will be showing you that. I mean, of sorry, Kali Linux. As you can see, this is the two option. One is for VMware, another one is for VirtualBox. So basically, we will have to download the VMware as I install VMware. So I will be downloading the VMware custom image, and I already have that. So if you want to install Kali Linux in your virtual machine, then please download it. Okay, so I have already downloaded it. So as you can see that I will be getting this one. So I will send it to a blank space because I need at least 80 GB space. So I need to send it to somewhere I have more than 80 GB space. So let me just copy it. You guys please download this. Let me check something. So it's done. And now we will be extracting this. It is taking too much time. It will be more fast here. Someone asked a question. Technically, what is the difference between image file and ISO file? Now, actually, image there are no difference between image file or and ISO file. ISO file is called the image file. No problem with that. That the question point is in this case. Actually, this is a custom image file. I told you. I didn't told you that it is an image file and it is another one is ISO file. Actually, it is an ISO file is also an image file. But in case of this is an custom image file. It is especially created for virtual machine. I mean, after I have installed the Kali Linux in virtual machine, the ISO one, the original image. After the installation, it creates a folder, right? And they just compressed it so that it is already installed folder, right? I mean, after installation the folder is created. That means in second time when I anyone wants to install the Kali Linux, it takes too much time. But in this case, as it is already installed, if we just open it will be done. Wait for half an hour or 1 hour, because you know that if we want to install any operating system in our system, then it takes a lot of time, right? So to consume the time lapse, we just use this. Is it clear for you? Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I will show you that, no problem. Actually, I don't have the ISO one. Otherwise, I could show you. Actually, I just deleted that. I'm so sorry for that. Let me check if I have the ISO one or not. Um, ah, I don't have the ISO one. I think I have deleted that because I didn't needed that actually. 1 second. So it's done. Now let's go for the VMware. The VMware is here. So you can see that there are two options, right? Three options. It is for remote server, leave it. But one is open virtual machine and another one is create a new virtual machine, right? So in case of create a new virtual machine, we need the ISO image. Okay, but in case of open virtual machine, I can open any virtual machine. I just told na that to install a ISO file I need a lot of time. In that case, it is a create new virtual machine. That means I am creating one. Okay, but if I am opening a virtual machine, that means that is already created. That means that is already installed. I will just open it. So I will just click in open and then go for the location, and this is, and that's it. So it will take a little bit time, but no worry. So it's created. Now I will upgrade the machine to the latest. I don't want to clone this virtual machine. I want to just alter this virtual machine and finish. Close. Now I will have to edit something. I mean the setting. What I will do that you can see that it is taking 80 GB of space and memory. It is taking for 2 GB, but I will do it as nearly about 5 GB or 4 GB, 5 GB, and the network adapter I will do it as breeze, and then the setting is okay. So the setting is done. Now I will go for power on and I copied it. Let it open. So let's log in. By default, the login is Kali and Kali. It is Kali. Oops, sorry. It is Kali. As you can see, I didn't install it, right? It was looking like it was already installed and I just opened it. But if we use the ISO file, then I mean ISO one, then it will take time because then I will have to install it, nah? But what is the problem? Sorry. Oh, now it's fine. Kali and the password is also Kali. So the Kali is installed. Now let's go for the codes, that is the commands we need. Okay, let's go for the commands, that what we will learn, I mean what commands we gonna learn today. So these are the lists. So first one is ls. This is used for, let me show one by one. So where I am, it is ls. If I do ls, then it will show all, I mean list the directory and all these things, whatever is inside the folder, that. Okay, then the point is ls tag l or tag a. Ls tag a, this is used to show everything. Like as you can see that now it is showing something more, right? So there are some hidden files and folders, right? So to see everything, we need to use ls, then tag a for all, list everything. And then we will be learning ls tag l, that is basically used to show the permissions and all the details. Okay, it was the only names. In case of tag a, it was showing all the names, but in this case it will be showing you everything, like the permissions. As you can see that this is a directory, right? Desktop is a directory, it has the right, read write, execution right, permission. Okay, so all these things will be showing there. Then let's go for like maybe someone can ask that how to see the permissions of hidden files. Then obviously I will so type al, right? Ls, then sorry, ls, then type a l. So it will show everything, all the hidden files, folders, and their permissions and all this. Right? Now let's go for the next one. The next is cd and cd dot dot. So cd is basically used for changed directory, right? cd is used for changed directory. So let's say I have seen that this is ls, right? Now I want to change the directory to the desktop. You can see this desktop is there. sorry, right? So I want to go for desktop. So what I will do is just type cd and then desktop. So as you can see now my current location is desktop, but in the previous case it was just home. Now I am in desktop. So if I ls it, so as you can see that in desktop we have nothing. So we can um, create something, right? So to create a file or create a folder, we will be doing to create a file. You use touch. Touch is used to create a file, and but in this case we cannot see the file. I mean, open the file. Only I can create it. To open it, I will have to add a new command. So let's say I want to use touch Kali. So as you can see, I was in the desktop and I created touch Kali, and the Kali is here. I created touch Kali. So now I want to, let's say, edit something. I mean, add in something because it is a blank folder, na? Blank file, na? Wait a sec. Let me remove it. So to remove, I will be using RM. So RM Kali, and it's done. It's removed. So first, what I will do is I will create a folder, that is mkdir, make directory. Okay. So I will be creating a directory called let's say Kali, and another one is Linux. So two directories will be created. As you can see that there are two directories, right? Kali and Linux. And I want to go for Kali, cd Kali, and I am inside Kali. Ls, nothing is there. So now I will be doing, I will be creating a file called touch Kali and touch uh, Linux. Got it? But no. Actually, I want something else. Kali. Actually, two folders are there. Okay, no problem. So touch Kali and touch Linux. So now I have two files. One is Kali and another one is Linux. So now I want to edit the files. Like I want to add something in Kali, right? Um, so I can use Nano Kali. So Nano is basically an editor. So I can add anything like hi, this is the Kali file in Kali folder, which is located in desktop folder. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. And then I want to save it. To save it, I will be using Control O and then Enter and then Control X. Done. Now let's say I want to see that what is inside Kali. I can use cat. Cat is basically used for read the file. Okay, so cat Kali. As you can see now, it is showing that what was inside the Kali. That is, hi, this is the Kali file in Kali folder, which is located in desktop folder. Right? Now let's say I want to go to Linux folder. For that, what I can do is there are two ways. Either I can go for cd, then dot dot, and now I am in desktop and I can ls. I have two files for cd and Linux. Or we can do one more thing. That is, let me go there again. So I am inside the Kali folder. Now I want to go for the Linux folder. What I will do is give the proper location cd home desktop Linux. So I will be directly in Linux folder, right? So there are two ways to change directories. Depends on you that what you want. How do you want, right? And let's say I want to delete the Kali folder now. Now I want to delete the Kali folder. So let's go there. So I have already told that RM is used to delete something. So I will be Kali. So it is saying like now cannot remove Kali. It is a directory. Okay, RMDIR Kali. Okay, remove directory Kali. But still it is showing that failed to remove Kali directory not empty. That means that RMDIR remove directory can only remove those folders or those directories which are empty. If it is not empty, then it will show you error. So what we can do is we can force this, that whatever it is inside the folder, you don't have to worry about that. I know what is inside it or not. So I will be using RM tag RF for remove forcefully. Okay, then Kali. Oh, sorry. Um, Kali. Kali. So now as you can see that Kali is vanished. That means it's been deleted. And erase only Linux is there. Got it? Now let's see what is there. And MKDIR, Touch, Cat, Nano, VI. VI is also an editor. No worry. RM, RF. Okay, then grep. Okay. So let's go for this. So what is VI editor? Let's create a file. Sorry. Touch Kali. Oh, okay, no problem. Now let's edit Kali through VI editor. In this case, I cannot add anything. Okay. For that, I will have to click on I. Oh, I have clicked I. Okay, by mistake. So uh, to edit something, I mean, as I want to insert it, so I will have to click I. Okay. Then I can edit anything. Hi, hi, how are you? Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. Got it? Then I will click escape. That means my writing is completed. Then I want to save it. That means colon, then W for write and Q for quit and enter. Now it's filled. Now if I go for cat, Kali, then you can see that it is written. Like hi, how are you? Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. Right. So VI is also an editor. And then what we have, let's see. We have grep. Let's go for grep. So let's go for some folder where I can get many things. Like let's go for the home folder. Ls, we will be using ls tag a so that it can show many things. Sorry. Let's create a file called dot touch dot cut. Okay. So if I ls, it will be not there. If I do ls tag a, then it will show me many things. Leave it there. Let me do something different so that you can understand it more precisely. So cd Now many things is done. So now let's create a full file called Linux. Function Linux. Sudo task. So sudo is basically the administrative permission. It was showing like otherwise without any administrative permission you cannot do anything in root folder because it is an the operating system main folder. If we edit something here, then it will be like it can destroy or it can corrupt the operating system. So to edit anything or to add anything or remove anything from here, then we need to use the sudo permission. I mean we need to give the administrative permission. Okay, so we'll be doing sudo touch linux. Oh, so it is asking for the sudo password, and I get the password, and Linux is created. But if we do ls now, it will show many things, right? So to filter that, we can do ls, then use the pipeline, then grep, then kali. Oh, oh sorry, it was Linux, right? So let's say I forgot the full name. So lin, I remember only this. So let's search. So as you can see now, I can see the two file is there. I mean beginning with lin, that is one is Linux and another one is se Linux. So I know that I created the Linux one. So grep is basically used to filter any option. Like I was doing ls, that means show everything, list all the directory and files. But as I am using the grep one, I mean if we use the grep one, uh, then I can just filter it. Okay. Now let's go for the next one. And what was that? That is update. This is the first step after installing Kali Linux. Okay, that is updating our Kali Linux. Okay, so what we will do is sudo apt update. Okay. Okay. So basically, it is showing face to face. Oh, it is a network issue. Sorry. I mean, it is not secure. That's okay. Wait a sec. Let me do one thing. That is, I will have to edit something. That is, edit a file, which is where we will be getting all the source files. Oh, it is unwritable. So I will have to give the permission. That is sudo etc apt sources for list cannot found. Oh, sorry, I forgot to use nano. Oh, now I can edit this. As you can see that only one is given and another one is, oh, sorry. As you can see that this repository is open, I mean active, but this one is disabled. So let's enable it. It is comment. It was comment outed. So now save it, and now let's do the update. Wait a sec. It is a network issue. Let me go somewhere. Wait a sec. I'll have to edit something because uh, this is showing me an error. For that, I will have to change my adapter. You can also do that. Now it's open. Now let's go forward. Let's update it. And it is updating. Nah, it's not possible to zoom it right now. But yeah, I can. Wait a sec. I can do. I can increase the size of my command. So it's done. Right. It have downloaded everything, and it will be just completed within 2 or 3 minutes. Sorry, within half minute. So is it fine now? Can you like see this now clearly? I think so. So it's done. Now it is, as you can see that it is showing 617 packages can be upgraded. Okay. So let's try to upgrade. What we will do is sudo apt upgrade. So if I do that, it will take a lot of time. That's why I'm not gonna do it. Okay, as you can see that it need 1668 MB. That means nearly about 1.6 GB. Okay, so it will take a lot of time. So I'm not gonna do it. So I will do in another option, that is disk upgrade. In this case, it is a little bit more, 1920 MB. Now maybe you will be thinking that what is the difference between upgrade and disk upgrade, right? So the difference between upgrade and disk upgrade is upgrade, it will only install the, I mean update the installed packages. And in case of update, at first let me go for the update. If I do the sudo apt update, that means it is just updating the sources, the resource. It is not installing anything in your system or removing anything in your system. It is just updating the resource so that you can install or upgrade anything. Okay. And in case of upgrade, it will be updating, I mean it will upgrading the previously installed applications like we do in play store, that is update an application. It is like that. In upgrade, it will just uh, like update the applications package or packages that is already installed. But in case of disk upgrade, it updates the total operating system. That means maybe that the GUI have been changed. I mean the operating system version will be changed in dist upgrade, that is the distribution upgrade. Okay. So basically I don't use upgrade. I do the dist upgrade so that the total system got updated. Okay, and that's it. And now let's go for the next command. And what is that? That is git dpkg swd and su. Okay, git. First one is git. That is, let's say I want to install something from GitHub. I want to download something from GitHub. So let's go for any package. It is a phishing tool. Let's say I want to install it. So I just copying this code, and by using this I can download it. Oh, I'm in etc folder. Let me go for let me go for the home. So now I want to install that, right? Git clone. That means Git is the software, and through this, through the Git command, I can download anything from GitHub. So Git and then clone. That means clone the location I am giving you. And remember to give the Control Shift V. In terminal, Control V doesn't work. In terminal, we need Control Shift and then V. Let's enter. So as you can see, it is showing like cloning into black eye, and it is now downloading it. So that's how we can download anything from GitHub. Now let's go for So let's download something so that I can show you how to use dpkg. It's a run file. I don't need the run one. I need the dev. The run files. As you can see, I think I have something to just for practice purpose. That is, let me download it. It is a dev file. Sorry, let me just download it. I have save open. Okay, this is the save file option. And okay, now I can go here and it is downloaded in download folder. So let's go for downloads, and as you can see the tab is there, but it is in red. Wow. So let's use dpkg. Dpkg tag I is used for installing something. So I mean, if I want to install any .dev file, that means that is the Debian file. It is especially for Debian. Okay, Debian based operating systems. Kali is a Debian based operating system. That's why we use dpkg. Dpkg tag I for install and then the package name. Now, as you can see that it is showing like the requested operation requires super user privilege. That means sudo. So sudo dpkg then tag I then apt this, and now it is being installed. Right, so that's how we basically do the install the .dev file. And the next one is PASSWD. Wow, it is a very interesting thing, Let's say it is Kali. I want to go for root, but I don't know the password of root. So what we can do? There was two options. One was PASSWD, passwd, and then the SU. So SU is basically used for switch user. Switch user to root. So now it is asking for the password. If I use Kali, then it will show that it is error. Authentication failed. Again, root asking for password. Root. Authentication failed. That means I don't know the password of root. I want to change it. For that, what I can do is sudo. I need the super user privilege. Otherwise, I cannot do it. And sudo then passwd. It is a trick. Okay. So pass WD, then root. So it is directly asking for new password. So I don't know the older one, the previous one, but still I can change it. I can do it as mm, Kali and Kali. Password updated successfully. Now if I go for root, then it will ask for password and it will say that I am inside Kali, right? You can see that I am in Kali root, right? I am in root. So that's how basically exit the terminal. So now I am in the Kali terminal. So that's how basically we can like change the password of any user if I have the sudo privilege. Okay. Now the next one is the installation software package installation command. So I have already shown you one, that is the dpkg one, that was also a software installation program, a command. So now I want to, let's say, install the XAMPP. I'm not gonna installing that. I'm just gonna show you that how to install, because it will take to a lot of time, and I'm not gonna do that. So I'll just show you that how we can do it. So XAMPP download success. Wow. So let's go for the. Oh, I don't have to download it, because I already have it. So, I have it in my main machine. So I will be copying that here. So let's go here. This PC. And this is the XAMPP. Oh, this is the Windows one. Okay, I will have to download it because it is the Windows one. So let's go for the Kali. This is my Mozilla and download it. Let's download it. Save it 152 MB. So it's done. Let's try to. Oh, I downloaded it 2 times. Array, that's not good. Okay, so it is in downloads folder. Now if we do the ls, now it is showing the XAMPP. So to install any other file or any other packages, I will have to do this dot and slash. That's enough. Enter. But it is showing that permission denied, right? So just see that how we can install anything. Okay. Now I will go for the permission. Okay. So at first, let me show you that how we can change the permissions. Okay. Details. Okay. chmod then 700 and then xampp done. Now I will run this. So as you can see that it is there. It is showing error because I didn't use the sudo. Okay, if I use the sudo, then it will work normally. Okay? So it came. I'm not gonna install it. Okay, I was just showing you install any package, and now let me go for the permissions. Okay, I will show you that. Wait a sec, just. Um, so let me go for the next. This is the permission management. So what is the syntax of permission management command is first I will give the ch mode because it is for change mode. Okay, so I am changing the permissions, that's why it is called change mode, chmod. And then the permissions numeric value, you can remember that I use 700, right? So that is the numeric value. I will show you that what is that. And then the file name, I gave the XAMPP and all this. So as you can see that this is for read, this is for write, and this is for execute. So there are some numeric values. That is 4 is to give the read permission, 2 is for give the write permission, and execute is to execute. 1 is used for execution permission. Okay, 1 is used to give the execution permission. So as you can remember, I gave 7. 4 plus 2 equals to 6 plus 1 equals to 7. That means every permission was granted there. I could read it, I could write it, and I could execute it. But I used 7, then 0, then 0. Why? In the first 7, it is the order of the permission. First 7 is for user. That means in which user I am in. I was in Kali users. That means I was giving the permission to Kali. And then the second option is for groups. I mean in which group I am. If I give the permission, then whoever inside that group will be there, they can access. I mean they will be also granted. They will get the access. And if in the last case it is for others, I mean someone else, I mean, or other groups member or other users or something else. If I do that, if I give permission to others, then they will also get the permission. So that's why for first user, that means Kali, there, as you can see that it is the Kali user, right? And it is my 700. So I was giving the permission only to the Kali. And 00, that means no permission for any groups, no permission for the groups. I mean whoever inside that the pseudo group, okay, they will get the permission. It's not like that. Okay, I gave only permission to the Kali user. That means with the, I mean except Kali, no one can access this. Okay, so you guys I think understood, and Thanks. Um, if anyone have any question, they can ping us in this address. Okay, we will be always there for you. And it was a basic session, and we will try to give an advanced session to you guys. Okay.